We try to keep the time frame within an hour and a quarter. So within those parameters, it's an open table now. Whoever would like to read next, please do.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Uh, my name is PRITHVIJEET Sinha. For the uninitiated, I've been a part of this poetry roundtable since last year, and as usual, it's been a very fruitful association with the Orenaug Mountain family and with all of you. You may remember in a previous roundtable last year, I had read my poem titled Palette, which was about, how I was raised to be a painter and a poet, and of course, the neighbors and my mother's inspiration, which brought me a lot of, goodwill in life. And the poem I'm going to read is kind of like a spiritual successor to that poem. It was written just 3 days after I wrote Palette, and it's called Dry Hands. I'm not going to explain the backstory, I'll just let the tale unfold. So here it is. Dry hands. The drying of your hands was like bottled air, trapped within a square chamber, which every passers-by looked at from the outside. You had shown me a faint film of mold under your nail, and the bed burned with your anger. It was not your fault that your birthday eve came with the punishing torrents of humidity in July. The home had soaked you with fever, or perhaps it had soaked up all your overflowing water. I was a frozen fountain, now melting at 99 degrees Fahrenheit, you had said. Now a square chamber lies along the left hands of the Ganj, like it had magically transpired there. Bottled air sizzles in its light walls and wooden floors. The air not really leavening the dire convergence of humidity, but it has a light of new configurations. Tonight is not about aimless perambulations in the Ganj for me. In the square, tiny chamber, handmade specimens in wood, bamboo, and ceramics transfix me. The light orb of gold in the overcoat of the young man overseeing this place brightens up the evening with good spirits for me. The audits of capital, absent from the way he handles my curious nature. A spiral staircase, then, takes me to the upper section where flax seeds, lemon biscuits, bell jars with millet cookies crumble like fine dust between my teeth, all available for appreciation, not scrutiny. I pick up the millet cookies and a vintage wooden chest for you. I wave goodbye to the chamber, promising myself to perambulate next week and then immediately come back home. Nobody knows if the bed will still burn with your fever or if your head will be lighter by tomorrow morning. The drying of hands and the leavening of our respective angers always transpire in much the same way as it happens between mothers and sons. Tonight, the square chamber and its contents will make for an interesting bedtime tale. For me, you never grow old. Neither do I outgrow my stories. For me, you never grow old. Neither do I outgrow my stories. Thank you.
That was absolutely wonderful, and it must be a fantastic memory for you because the smile on your face as you're recalling the experiences you're reading is quite marvelous.
Yes, yes. Thank you so very much for appreciating that.
And I love your last line and that you repeated it.
Your poetry always communicates a strong sense of cultural rootedness, but a broad range of but you grant access to your audience to find their way into what you're describing, and just imagining that walk, it must have been very lovely for Fajit.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Would anybody